Barley and hops and yeast and water, put them together and you get beer. Though the basic recipe is ancient, variations are always on tap, even in a land where most people like their beer just as it is. Here's Elizabeth Palmer.
In Germany, foaming golden beer is more than a drink. It's the lifeblood of tourism, an excuse to dress up, and for Germans, it's a pillar of national identity, at least for the older generation. But the young, who tend more to dance clubs than beer halls, have been losing interest in the traditional brew and turning to hipper mixed drinks. Enter Greg Cook, who thinks he's got what it takes to tempt them back. US-style craft beer, cool, bold, experimental. Berlin's Courier newspaper cast him as an American beer savior come to shake up a boring German beer scene. Craft beer took off in the US about 20 years ago, and Greg Cook was one of its pioneers. In the 90s, a self-confessed beer geek, he co-founded the Stone Brewing Company in California with his partner, Steve Wagner. It's now the 10th largest craft brewery in the US, with annual sales of over $130 million. If Americans loved these beers, Cook thought, so would Germans. And to prove it, he spent $25 million last year on this old Berlin gasworks, which he's making into a brewery. So is there anything like it in Berlin at the moment?
Nothing, absolutely nothing at all.
But why so big?
If you're gonna do it grand.
So which end is your brewery going to be at?
It'll be down at the far end.
Cook's grand vision for this space also includes gardens and an 800-seat restaurant.
We'll have big boulders in here, we'll have full-size trees in here.
Based on Stone's runaway success operation in San Diego. Can you see it?
I can see pieces of it. That division is still developing.
To get there, Cook's going up against the traditional German brewing industry, which in 2013 made almost 2.5 billion gallons of beer, sold widely and cheaply. So he knows there will be skeptics.
The typical industrial beer drinker, they're probably going to be quite dismissive, I would guess. German beer is the best. Everything else from anywhere else is not worth my time. And by the way, you're American?
How dare you?
Not so much how dare you, more, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. All right, brother, cheers.
But Greg Cook is no dummy. He's seen the numbers. Trendy bars like Vagabund in Berlin specialize in craft beer, and they're drawing young drinkers looking for premium brews. While the government's own figures show sales of industrial beers have trended downward for a decade.
For me, they all taste the same. But the craft beer is really that you have so many different flavors and colors and aromas that you can't get with a majority in German beer.
Aromas that craft brewers get by adding all kinds of exotic ingredients.
So in this case, we have cinnamon and nutmeg and sea peppers and chocolate.
Spices and chocolate?
It was quite sweet.
That's sacrilege to some big industrial brewers, and they're muttering about a legal challenge, arguing ancient purity laws say anything labeled beer in Germany has to be only hops, malt, yeast, and water. But Rory Lawton, a craft beer blogger, says Stone's challenge will kick off long overdue reforms. So what do you think is going to happen?
In Germany, there will be some resistance at first, and there will need to be a national debate about what is beer, the identity of beer, Germany's relationship to beer, and whether these are foreign styles that are invading German beer culture, or if these are another way of looking at the product.
Germany has seen a 30% increase in craft brewing in the last decade. But no matter how you cut it, Greg Cook is taking a multi-million-dollar gamble.
It's a lot of money to indulge a passion with.
Fortunately, I'm blessed with that unrealistically positive entrepreneurial gene. I see a vision for something, and I somehow believe that other people will like this vision too.